Good morning students. This is 11th standard botany video class, video 1. In this video, we are going to start the new lesson, reproductive morphology. Dear students, in the previous lesson, that is vegetative morphology, we have studied about the external organs which do not take part in the reproduction is known as vegetative organs, that is stem, root and leaf. Now in this lesson we are going to see the organs which is responsible for the reproductive function is known as essential organs, that is flower, fruit and seeds. So study of flower, fruits and seeds and their function and structural organization is known as reproductive morphology. Dear students, in this lesson, first we are going to see the topic is known as inflorescence. What is inflorescence? It is the cluster of flowers which are arranged in a plant pots is known as inflorescence. Dear students, don't think that cluster of flowers means different variety of flowers are joined together to form a bouquet. That is not an inflorescence. In a particular plant, how the flowers are arranged in a common axis, that is known as inflorescence. So that inflorescence and its type only we are going to see in this lesson. Dear students, see the outline chapter of the lesson. First, inflorescence, then parts of a flower, then accessory organ, that is calyx and corolla, then androecium, male reproductive organ, gynoecium, female reproductive organ, and the last part is construction of floral diagram and floral formula. That means how we are going to draw the floral arrangements with the help of the diagrammatic representation is known as floral diagram and floral formula. Now we are going to see inflorescence. Dear students, flowers are the universal cultural object and also it is an aesthetic element, that is beautiful elements which play an important role in our daily life, and also it plays an important role in the cultural activities throughout the ages. Exchange of flowers from one person to another person, which gives the information about the respect, affection, happiness and love. So this biological purpose of a flower is very different from the way of use and perceiving nature. Dear students, flowers are responsible for the reproductive function in plants. In these plants, flowers are arranged in a different manner. After reproduction, it produces fruits. Inside the fruits, it contains seeds. So these are all the different reproductive organs which are produced in the plant pot. In this lesson, we are going to see the structural and functional organization of flower, fruit and seeds. Dear students, one more question, floriculture. We already studied in 9th standard itself. What is floriculture? Cultivation of flower is known as floriculture. By the production of flowers, we can able to use the flowers to prepare for soap, scent, oil, and most of the cosmetic items are prepared from the flowers only. Medicinal value is also produced from the flowers. So study of those flowers is known as floriculture. It is a part of an horticulture. What is horticulture? Cultivating of vegetables, fruits and flowers is known as horticulture. In this horticulture, floriculture is one of the division. This floriculture deals with the cultivation of flowers and ornamental crops. Government of India has identified floriculture is the sunrise industry and also 100% exported things from our India. The department named as APEDA, that is Agriculture and Processed Food Product Export Development Authority, is responsible for promotion of agriculture and horticulture products from India. That is said to be details about the floriculture. So in this paragraph we are having only 2 1 marks. One is cultivation of flower and ornamental crops is known as floriculture. Dash is the branch of horticulture, that is floriculture. Then the authority division responsible for the horticulture products are APEDA, that is Agriculture and Processed Food Product Export Development Authority. Dear students, see the picture. This is the collection of flowers. That means floriculture, producing different types of flowers for ornamental purpose as well as the different uses. That is known as floriculture. Dear students, now only we are entering into the topic inflorescence. Group of flowers arranged together on our preference is known as bouquet, but the group of flowers which are arising in the common axis of a plant is known as inflorescence. Dear students, define inflorescence is the important 2 mark question. See the answer. An inflorescence is a group of flowers arising from a branched or unbranched axis with a definite pattern. That is the important one. All are not showing the same kind of pattern, but each and every flower which are showing different arrangements of pattern. That is known as inflorescence. What is the answer? Inflorescence is a group of flower that is arranged from a branched or unbranched axis with a definite pattern, particular pattern. Why these flowers are arranged in a particular form? That is inflorescence. The main functions of the inflorescence is to expose the flowers for the insects for pollination. And also seed dispersal is also facilitated. That means dispersal of seed is modified into simpler one with the help of the arrangement of flowers in a group is known as inflorescence. So that is the advantage of inflorescence. First one is to attract the insects for pollination. Another one is the dispersal of seeds. Not only that, the grouping of flowers attract the insects for better cross pollination, and also it increases the energy of the plant. That is known as inflorescence and its uses. What is inflorescence? Group of flowers arranged from the branched or unbranched axis with a definite pattern is known as inflorescence. Dear students, next we are going to see the types of inflorescence. Dear students, based on the position, That means in which region the flowers are produced. That is said to be position. Based on the position, the inflorescences are divided into three major types based on the position, whether it is produced at the tip of the stem portion or in the axial region of the stem portion. That is the position, isn't it? Or in the bark of a tree. So these are all the different position of a flower in a plant which is arising. So based upon the position, inflorescence is divided into three types. First one is the terminal inflorescence. So terminal inflorescence means the inflorescence, that means group of flowers which are produced from the terminal shoot apex, that means tip of the shoot apex, that is known as terminal inflorescence. Example, Nerium oleander. In Tamil it is known as Aralichedi. Dear students, see the diagram. At the tip of the terminal shoot or a stem only, the flowers which are produced. So this type of inflorescence is known as terminal inflorescence. This is the Nerium plant with the flowers showing the terminal inflorescence. The binomial name of Aralichedi is Nerium. Next one, axillary inflorescence. Dear students, in the vegetative morphology itself, I explained that what is axile position. The angle between the stalk of a petiole and the shoot of main axis is known as axile. So from that axile position itself, the inflorescence or group of flowers are produced. That type of inflorescence is known as axile inflorescence or axillary inflorescence. Example, Hibiscus rosa sinensis. What is that one? In Tamil it is called as Sembaruthi. Dear students, see the picture. In the left side, a branch of a stem. In the right side, a stalk of the flower is known as the, what is that one? Pedicel. At the base, see, stalk of a leaf is there, petiole, see, brown in color at the base. So the angle between the shoot axis and the stalk of a leaf is known as axile. From that position onwards, the inflorescence of a flower are arising. That type of inflorescence is known as axillary inflorescence. Example, Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Dear students, the next inflorescence is cauliflorous. Colline is a Greek word which means stem or a shoot. So the bark of a tree, the flowers are arising or produced. That type of inflorescence is known as cauliflorous. See the definition. The inflorescences are directly developed on a woody trunk region, bark of a tree, that is known as woody trunk. Example, Theobroma coca, Chaurophyta guineensis. So these are all the two examples of cauliflorous inflorescence. Dear students, see the picture. This is the Theobroma coca. See, that is the bark of a woody trunk. From that woody trunk region, they are producing the inflorescence. That means group of flowers are produced. That type of inflorescence is known as cauliflorous inflorescence. See the next one, Kauropita guineensis. In Tamil, it is known as Nagalingapoo. The arrangement of the flowers look like in the form of snake appearance. That is known as Nagalingapoo. See, at the bark of a woody trunk only, the inflorescence, that is group of flowers, are arising. That is known as cauliflorous inflorescence. Dear students, up to this we have seen, based on the position, inflorescence are divided into terminal inflorescence, that is tip of the shoot, axillary inflorescence, the axile position of a shoot and leafy region, that means between the shoot and the petiole of the leafy region. Then cauliflorous inflorescence produced on the woody trunk region. Then second type is also there, based on the branching pattern, how the flowers inflorescence axes are branched, and other characters, we are dividing different types of inflorescence. So inflorescence also classified based on the branching, number of a flower, and how they are arranged, that means arrangement of flowers, and some specialized structure. So based on this character, inflorescence is divided into four types. First one, indeterminate, that is racemose inflorescence. Determinate, that is cymose inflorescence. Mixed inflorescence, that means the inflorescence axis which are showing both racemose and cymose type of branching, that is known as mixed inflorescence. Next one, special inflorescence. They are not showing any kind of racemose or cymose inflorescence of appearance. So that is a special type. So these are all the four type of inflorescence based on the number of a flower, arrangement of a flower, and branching pattern of a flower. Dear students, first we are going to see the racemose inflorescence or indeterminate inflorescence. Dear students, the central axis, that is inflorescence axis, is known as peduncle. Is important. One more question, students. The inflorescence axis, that means what is that one? The axis which is present at the center of a flowers is known as, that means cluster of flowers is known as, what is that one? Inflorescence axis. The technical term is peduncle. At the tip of the inflorescence axis or peduncle, it possesses a bud, is known as terminal bud. The bud only afterwards modified into, what is that one? Flower, isn't it? So at the tip of the peduncle, it possesses a terminal bud. So this terminal bud continuously grows and produce the lateral flowers, is called racemose inflorescence. The central axis of the inflorescence possesses terminal bud at the tip which undergo continuous growth movement, produce lateral flowers, is called racemose inflorescence. So in this racemose inflorescence, how the flowers are arranged? See, in the previous paragraph we have seen, based on the position. What is the position? Terminal bud. Okay. Then how the flowers are arranged, that only we are going to see that one. Old flowers are at the base and the young ones are towards the tip. See that one. Old flowers are at the base and young flowers are towards the apex or tip. So this racemose inflorescence is further divided into 3 types based on the growth pattern of main axis. Dear students, write a short notes on racemose inflorescence is the important 3-mark question. Central axis of the inflorescence known as peduncle possess terminal bud which grows continuously, produce lateral flowers is known as, what is that one? Racemose inflorescence. Old flowers are at the base and the young flowers are towards the apex or tip. That inflorescence is known as racemose inflorescence. It is again divided into 3 types based on the pattern of main axis. Dear students, this is the classification of racemose. There is 3 types based on the pattern of the main axis. So first one, main axis elongated. That means central axis of the inflorescence. That peduncle is known as main axis. That will be very lengthy. That is to be main axis elongated. It is again divided into different types. One is simple raceme, spike, catkin, spikelet, spadix and panicle. Another one, main axis shortened. That means the central axis is very much reduced. It is divided into 2 types. One is the corymb, another one umbel. So both of them again divided into compound corymb and compound umbel. Next one, main axis flattened. It's not shorter or lengthier. It's look like in the form of disc shape or a plate shape or globose. Under this topic, they are having only one type, that is head inflorescence. So dear students, the flow chart of racemose inflorescence is very, very important 3-mark question. Kindly note down in your textbook. Dear students, before going to see the different types of racemose, we are going to compare the 2 types of inflorescence, racemose and cymose inflorescence. See the first diagram. The central green color portion is said to be the main axis or central axis of the inflorescence or otherwise known as peduncle. Okay. Then in the lateral side of the main axis, they are produced flowers. So these flowers are arranged in different pattern. That is, mature flowers are located at the base. When growing towards the apex, the young flowers are located. See the diagram, old flower and young flower. That is said to be racemose inflorescence. When coming to the cymose inflorescence, at the tip of the main axis end with only one matured flower, that means old flower. In the lateral side, they are produced 2 flowers on either side, which consist of young flowers. See the arrangement. Racemose, old flowers are at the base, young ones are near the tip. But in the cymose inflorescence, old flowers are at the tip, young flowers are located at the lateral position, that means base. That is said to be the difference between racemose and cymose inflorescence. Dear students, next we are going to see the important 3-mark and 5-mark question, that is difference between racemose and cymose inflorescence. Dear students, kindly note down in your textbook. It's very, very important. The racemose inflorescence, they are showing the unlimited growth. That's why it is known as indeterminate. That means they are showing the unlimited growth. But cymose, it is limited growth. that is known as determinate. Then flowers are arranged in a acropetal succession. What is acropetal succession? Matured flowers are at the base, young ones are towards the tip or apex. That is known as acropetal succession. When coming to the cymos, flowers are arranged in basipetal succession. That means at the base they are having the young flowers, towards the tip they are having the old flowers. That is known as basipetal succession. Then how the flowers are opening is also different from both the inflorescence. In racemose, opening of the flowers are centripetal. So centripetal means from the margin towards the center. So the outer surface of a petal first opening, then inner, and at the center. That type of opening of flowers is known as centripetal opening, which is present in the racemose inflorescence. Next one, in cymose, it is centrifugal opening of the flowers. That means from that center towards the periphery or margin. That is known as centrifugal opening of the flowers. The next one, in the racemose, oldest flower at the base, youngest flowers are towards the apex. But in the cymose, oldest flowers are at the tip, youngest flowers are at the base. Dear students, I hope have you all understood difference between racemose inflorescence and cymose inflorescence. Is a very, very important 3 mark, 2 mark and 5 mark question. So dear students, up to this we have seen different topics. What is inflorescence? Based on the position, the inflorescence is divided into terminal, axillary and cauliflorous. Next, based on the branching pattern, arrangement of flowers, it is number of the flowers. It is divided into 4 broad category. One is indeterminate or racemose, determinate cymose, mixed inflorescence. That means it contains both the characteristic features of cymose and racemose. Last one, special inflorescence. That means they do not possess any kind of pattern. These are all the 4 broad division of inflorescence. Then we have seen characteristic features of racemose. That is the central axis of the inflorescence, peduncle, possess terminal bud, produce number of flowers at the lateral position, is known as racemose. Old flowers are at the base, young flowers towards the tip. That is known as racemose. It is again divided into 3 broad category based on the branching pattern. That is main axis elongated. It's again divided into 7 type. Main axis shortened, divided into 2 types. And main axis flattened, divided into 1 type. And also we have seen difference between racemose and cymose inflorescence. Dear students, up to this I conclude my video. Remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best children.